Good morning, students. This is 11th standard botany video class, video 7. In this video, we are going to continue the lesson, the unit of life. Dear students, cell is the structural and functional unit of our life. The cell, which is made up of cell wall, inner to the cell wall, plasma membrane or cell membrane, which encloses the cytoplasmic region. Then inner to the cell membrane, a physical basis of a life is known as protoplasm, which is divided into cytoplasm and nucleus. Cytoplasm, which contains many cell organelles doing the different functions. The nucleus is the important organ which controls all the activities of the plant cell. This nucleus, which carries the information from one generation to another generation, it is covered by a nuclear membrane, inner side nucleoplasm. Then the oval-shaped body present in the nucleoplasm is known as nucleolus, and its different function we have seen in the previous video class. Now we are going to see the different types of chromosomes, that is special type of chromosomes, polytene chromosome and Lamb-Rush chromosome, flagella and its structure, cilia and its structure in this video. Dear students, chromosomes are a structure which is present inner side of the nucleus, was first reported by Strasburger in the year 1875 in eukaryotic cell. The name chromosome was introduced by Waldeyer in the 1888. In 1916, Bridges proved that chromosomes are the physical carrier of the genes. This chromosome is made up of with DNA and associated proteins. This chromosome is divided into different types based on the position of centromere, and also different types of chromosome is based on its shape also, we have seen in the previous video class. Now we are going to see the special type of chromosome and its structure. This special type of chromosome is very important 5 mark and 3 mark question. The special type chromosomes are known as polytene chromosome and Lamb-Rush chromosome. Dear students, based on the centromere position, the chromosome is divided into different types: telocentric, agrocentric, metacentric and submetacentric. Next classification is based on the function. Chromosome is divided into 2 types. One is autosome, which is present in the body cell. Another one is the sex chromosome, which is present in the sex organs such as anther and stigma. In human being, which is present in the testis and ovary. Autosomes are present in the somatic cell, that is body cell, which are determining the characteristic feature of an organism. Body cell characteristic feature of an organism. In human being, the diploid set of chromosome is 46 chromosome, that is 23 pair of chromosome. 23 plus 23, 46 chromosomes. Out of 46 chromosome, 44 chromosomes are known as autosomes, which is present in the body cell. The remaining one pair, that is 2 chromosome, are known as sex chromosome. So these chromosomes which are involved in the determination of a sex, that is whether the newborn baby is a male or a female, is determined by a chromosome is known as sex chromosome. That determination is known as sex determination. So apart from that, some special type of chromosome is also present in special tissues. These chromosomes are very larger in size when compared to the other chromosomes. So due to the larger size, these chromosomes are known as giant chromosome. These giant chromosomes are present in the some special tissue of a plant, and also they are found in the suspensors of an embryo. They are divided into two types, polytene chromosome and Lamb-Brush chromosome. So these two chromosomes are occur in animals and are also larger in size. So they are known as giant chromosomes. First one, polytene chromosome. Dear students, describe the structure of a polytene chromosome is very important 5-mark question. Kindly make a note on your textbook. So this polytene chromosome was first observed in the salivary glands. Salivary glands means in the mouth region, it's secreting a watery substance is known as salivary glands of Drosophila, that means fruit fly. A fly. So these polytene chromosomes which is present in the, so these polytene chromosomes are observed in the fruit fly known as Drosophila, a small insect which is present in the fruits, for example, mango. That fruit fly which contains the special type of chromosome in the salivary glands known as polytene chromosome was first observed by C.G. Balbiani in the year 1881. And also larvae means young stage of many flies, midges, known as insects, diphtheria, and some insects, the interphase chromosome, interphase one of the stage of cell division, duplicates, that means it produces another one, and reduplicates, once again it will be duplicated without nuclear division. So the chromosome which is present in the interface of some flies, midges and another kind of insects, it's multiplicated without nuclear division. Nuclear division means there is no division of nucleus. So that chromosome is called a giant chromosome. A single chromosome which is present in the organism produce multiple copies and form a large structure or a giant structure is called a polytene chromosome. This polytene chromosome we can able to see under the light microscope. So these chromosomes are genetically very active. They consist of dark band alternate with a light interband. 95% of DNA which is present in the bands, that is dark bands, and 5% of DNA in interbands. So due to the large structure, it's look like a puff ball called Balbiani rings, which is seen in Chironomus larvae. In some of the insects larvae named as Chironomus larvae, the polytene chromosomes look like in the form of puff ball named Balbiani rings. So this puff of the Chironomus larvae is known as chromosomal puff. So the puffing of these bands of these insects of larvae are the sites of intense RNA synthesis. So in this puffing band only, they are producing the RNA synthesis. So this chromosome which is present in the salivary glands of fruit fly, so it is known as salivary gland chromosome. The polytene structure of a chromosome was observed by achieved by repeated replication of chromosomal DNA which is present in the dark bands 95%, interbands 5%, and also puffing site is responsible for RNA synthesis. So this chromosome which is present in the polytene chromosome undergo repeated division or several replication without nuclear division, and the daughter chromatomes are aligned side by side and do not separate. That is known as endomitosis. So then without nuclear division, the newly formed daughter chromosomes are lined side by side and also they do not separate. That is known as endomitosis. So these polytene chromosomes are responsible for gene expression, transcription of genes, and RNA synthesis occurs in the dark bands along the polytene chromosome. Maternal, the mother and the paternal father homologous remain associated side by side is called somatic pairing. So the mother chromosome and the father chromosomes, that is homologous chromosomes, they are associated side by side is called somatic pairing. So this is said to be the structure of polytene chromosome. Is very important 5-mark question. Dear students, see the diagram. This is the polytene chromosome which is present in the salivary glands of Drosophila fruit fly, and some other flies and insects is also having this kind of polytene chromosome. It is a single chromosome which is multiplied more in number, and those newly formed chromosomes are arranged side by side which form a large size. So this chromosome which is present in the salivary glands of insects, so it is known as salivary gland of chromosomes. See that one at the center, they are having a large puff which is responsible for RNA synthesis, followed by they contains dark band and interband. Dark band which are containing 95% of DNA, and interband consists of 5% of DNA. So this giant chromosome responsible for gene expression, transcription of gene is taken place, which is present inside the insects. The DNA which is present in the dark band, which is responsible for the repeated multiplication without nuclear division. The newly formed chromosomes are aligned side by side and do not separate. That process is called endomitosis. So this is said to be the structure of polytene chromosome. This diagram is very, very important. 3-mark question. Draw and label the structure of polytene chromosome. Another type of giant chromosome is Lamb-Rush chromosome. This chromosome occurs in the diploid stage of first meiotic prophase in oocytes, that means egg of an animal salamander. It's a kind of a lizard. And in giant nucleus of the unicellular alga Acetabularia. It was first observed by Fleming in the year 1882. So polytene chromosome 1881 by C.G. Balbiani. This Lamb-Rush chromosome was observed by Fleming in the year 1882. So both the questions are important, 1-mark question. The highly condensed chromosome forms the central chromosomal axis, which forms the lateral loops of DNA. This DNA extended and result of the synthesis of RNA. That is said to be Lamb-Rush chromosome. It's very easy one. Important 3-mark question. What is Lamb-Rush chromosome? Come for 2-mark and 3-mark. Or write your short notes on Lamb-Rush chromosome in 3-mark question. Dear students, see the diagram. This is the Lamb-Rush chromosome. Was first observed by Fleming in the year 1882, which is present in the oocytes of salamander and giant nucleus of unicellular alga Acetabularia. Is an important 1-mark question. A condensed chromosome, condensed means shortened. Condensed chromosome which form a chromosomal axis at the center. From this axis, they are forming the lateral loops made up of with the DNA. This DNA which is responsible for synthesis of RNA. So the entire arrangements is look like in the form of brush. Bottle brush use பண்ண பாருங்க. Central main axis, lateral sides, the wiry substance is there, isn't it? Likewise, the arrangement of Lamb-Rush chromosome is present. So it is known as Lamb-Rush chromosome. Dear students, I hope you all understood polytene chromosome and Lamb-Rush chromosome is very, very important. 2-mark, 3-mark and 5-mark question. Draw and label the structure of Lamb-Rush chromosome is also important diagrammatic question. Next, we are going to see the topic flagella. The flagella may be vary in 2 type of cell. There is prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. The structure is also different from one another. So these flagella, which is responsible for movement in search of food material, and moving from one place to another place. Some of the flagella which are act as a sex pili in bacterial cell which forms the conjugation tube at the time of sexual reproduction. So these flagella which is present in the bacteria, it's a helical appendages responsible for mobility, that is movement. They are much thinner than the flagella or cilia of eukaryotes. So eukaryotic cell is also contains flagella or cilia. When compared to eukaryotic cell, the bacteria flagella is the prokaryotic flagella is very thinner. The filament of the flagella contains a protein called flagellin. The structure of flagella consists of a basal body associated with cytoplasmic membrane and a cell wall with a small short hook and helical filaments. That means at the base of the flagella contains basal body joined with a cytoplasmic membrane and a cell wall by a small short hook-like structure and a helical filament. The bacteria which rotates their helical flagella and propels ring, the flagella at the base of the ring, they are containing the basal ring present in the basal body, which are involved in the rotatory motor that spins the flagellum. So, with the help of the basal body, which contains basal rings, which makes the flagella to rotate, and this rotation of the flagella, which spins the bacteria to move forward, backward, and a lateral position. Next, structure of flagella in bacteria. The gram-positive bacteria contains only two basal rings. One is S ring, another one is the M ring. The S ring is attached to the inside of the peptidoglycan and the M ring is attached to the cell membrane. So, gram-positive bacteria consists of two basal rings, S and M. S ring attached to the peptidoglycan and M ring is attached to the cell membrane, that is joined with. In gram-negative bacteria, two pairs of rings. See the variation. Gram-positive bacteria, only two rings, 1 and 2. Gram-negative bacteria, two pairs of rings, that is 4. Okay. Pairs of rings, they are proximal and a distal ring connected by a central rod. So, two pairs. One pair is proximal, that is nearby. Another one is the distal, that is far away ring. So both proximal and distal rings are connected by a central rod. They are L lipopolysaccharide ring, P peptidoglycan ring, S sugar membrane ring, and M membrane ring. So two pair. So how many rings is there? 4 rings, isn't it? So both of them connected by central rod. The ring which is present at the base of the flagella is known as proximal ring. The another one which is far distant known as distal ring. They are made up of 4 rings. One is L ring, that is lipopolysaccharide ring. P peptidoglycan ring. S sugar membrane, super membrane ring, and M membrane ring. The outer pair rings are L and P rings is attached to the cell wall, and the inner pair super membrane and membrane ring S and M rings attached to the cell membrane. So the outer pair means lipopolysaccharide ring L and peptidoglycan ring P, which is attached to the cell wall. Outer means in plant cell, the outermost layer is made up of with what is that one? Cell wall. So in that cell wall only, these L and P rings are attached. The inner rings, supermembrane S and membrane ring M, which are attached to the cell membrane. So that is said to be the structure of flagellar membrane. Next one, how flagella, which are showing the movement. That is said to be mechanism of flagellar movement. The mechanism of flagellar movement is known as proton motive force. Dear students, the flagellar rotation is only proton movement are involved and not ATP. So ATP means they are not getting any kind of energy from the ATP to make the flagella to move. So they are moving with the help of proton movement. The protons flowing back into the cell through the basal body rings of each flagellum derives it to rotate. So the protons flowing back into the cell, at the back they are containing basal body. Through the basal body rings only, the flagellum drives to rotate. These rings are constitute the rotary motor. The proton motive force drives the flagellar motor. What is proton motive force? 2 mark question. Make a note in your textbook. The force derived from the electrical potential and the hydrogen ion gradient across the cytoplasmic membrane is known as proton motive force. So this proton motive force only make the flagella to rotate. For the rotation of flagellum, the energy is derived from the proton gradient across the plasma membrane and generated by oxidative phosphorylation. So here they are not getting energy from the ATP, but due to the rotation of flagellum, the energy is produced from the proton gradient across the cell membrane generated by oxidative phosphorylation. In bacteria, flagellar motor is located in the plasma membrane where the oxidative phosphorylation is taken place. So in the plasma membrane, in which region oxidative phosphorylation is taken place, in those region only this flagellar motor present in the bacterial cell. So therefore, plasma membrane is the active site for generation of proton motive force. This is an important 1 mark question. Dash is the site of proton motive force means plasma membrane. So dear students, this is the mechanism of movement of flagella. Is a very important 5 mark question. Write a short notes on mechanism of flagella movement. The flagellar movement is only proton movements. It is not associated with the ATP. The protons are flowing back into the cell through basal body and make the flagellum to drives to rotate. The rings which is present in the basal body act as a rotary motor. So the proton active force, what is that one? It is derived from the electrical potential and the hydrogen ion gradient across the cytoplasmic membrane or cell membrane. This proton active motive force only make the flagellum to rotate. At that time, it produces energy derived from the proton gradient across the plasma membrane generated by oxidative phosphorylation. So this oxidative phosphorylation is taken place in the plasma membrane. So in which the plasma membrane, in the plasma membrane, in which region the oxidative phosphorylation is taken place, that region it's said to be proton motive force. So plasma membrane is act as a site of, that means place of proton motive force. So that is the structure of prokaryotic flagellum or bacterial flagellum. Next one, eukaryotic flagellum, which is responsible for movement of cell, that is known as cell motility. Structure of eukaryotic flagella is enclosed by enclosed by unit membrane, which arises from the basal body. So this eukaryotic flagella composed of 9 pairs of microtubules with the 2 microtubules and its center. So 11 pairs of microtubule which is present in eukaryotic cell. 9 pairs at the center, 9 is in the outer side and the 2 pairs at the center. So the arrangement of the eukaryotic flagella is 9 plus 2 arrangement is an important 1 mark question. So the flagella of the eukaryotic cell is a projection of a plasma membrane. So this flagellum is longer than the cilium of eukaryotic cell. The structure of flagellum as an axoneme made up of microtubules and protein tubulin. So axoneme means it automatically doing the activities without getting energy, made up of with microtubules and protein tubulin. Movement of flagella in eukaryotic cell. The outer 9 pair of microtubules, just known as doublet, is associated with the axonemal dynein, which generate the force for movement. So the axonemal, which contains the chemical substance known as dynein, which is responsible for the generation of force for movement of flagella. Dear students, I told you energy is not required for the movement of flagella, but it is wrong. In this eukaryotic cell, energy is required for the movement of flagella. Those energy is getting from the ATP molecule. The flagella, which consists of microtubules and the protein tubulin, the interaction between the protein tubule and the axonemal dynein mechanism for the contraction, the contraction of cilia and flagella. These dynein molecules uses the energy from ATP to shift the adjacent microtubules. These movements bend the cilium or flagella. So due to the activities of dynein molecule, they are bending. So the bending nature of cilium and flagella is responsible for dynein molecule. So these dynein molecule which are using the energy from the ATP molecule. So this is another important between prokaryotic flagellum and eukaryotic flagellum. So prokaryotic flagellum is a proton active force. Here this is axonemin dynein force. Here it requires ATP molecule to get the energy, but in the prokaryotic cell, there is no requirement of ATP molecule. Dear students, see the diagram. It's a structure of flagellum. Outer surface, they are having 9 pairs of microtubule. At the center, they are having the 2 pairs of microtubule. Each tubule of outer pair is known as doublet, A tubule and B tubule, which is known as doublet microtubule. In this microtubule, they are having dynein arms. So this dynein only receiving the energy from the ATP molecules and make the flagellum or cilia to bend inner side, and also it makes the flagellum and cilia to move towards outside. So these activities which is taken place in the plasma membrane. So some kinds of radial spokes is also present in the microtubules. Then the central 2 pair of the microtubules which are surrounded by a membrane is known as inner sheath. Axonema dynein. So the axonema which are secreting the chemical substance known as nexin. But this dynein only which are absorbing energy from the ATP molecules and make the cilium and flagella to bend downwards and make the movement of cilium and flagella. Dear students, next one is the cilia. It is a floral form. It is a short cellular numerous microtubule bound projection of plasma membrane. So this is also a projection of a plasma membrane. Cilium is a singular form. So this cilium is a membrane bound structure made up of basal body, rootlets, basal plate and shaft. The shaft or axoneme consists of 9 pairs of microtubules, doublet, arranged in a circle along the periphery with the 2 pairs located at the center, that is 9 plus 2 arrangement like a eukaryotic flagellum. These microtubules are made up of with protein tubulin. The motor protein dynein connects the outer microtubule pair and link them to the central pair. The nexin link the peripheral doublet of the microtubule. So the central microtubule only containing the dynein which connects the outer microtubule pair. The outer doublet tubule which made up of with nexin. This nexin links the outer microtubule or doublet into the central microtubule. So that is the structure of a cilia. The movement of cilium is similar to the flagellum. That means axonemal dynein force. So dynein which are absorbing energy from the ATP and bends the cilium. The nexin which connects the outer tubulets or doublets into the central microtubule. See the structure. At the center they are having the 2 pairs of microtubule. Outer surface 9 pairs of microtubule. Central microtubule contain axoneme and also dynein arms. They are surrounded by a plasma membrane. Radial spoke is also present there. The outer microtubulets are doublet which are containing the nexin. So nexin links the outer doublet into the central microtubule. The dynein connects the central microtubule into the outer doublet. So with the help of the activity of dynein only, the cilia which bends and showing the mobility or movement in eukaryotic cell. So that is said to be the structure of cilia and flagella in eukaryotic cell. Dear students, I hope have you all understood what is flagella and cilium, mechanism of flagella, difference between prokaryotic flagellum and eukaryotic flagellum. So up to this, the sixth lesson is over. We will see the next lesson in the next video class. God bless you. All the best, children.